Hello everybody. I went to Dollar Tree, obviously. Just got back from work. I went to Dollar Tree a couple days ago. I just got back from work and I want to put this stuff away, so I'll get right into it. I'll talk about some life updates at the end because I like, hearing about people's personal lives, not to like be a snoop or nosy. Um, but I feel like that's part of the appeal and charm of YouTube. If that's not your thing, you can skip at the end. But I'll get right into it. Um, and I like don't show anything until like almost a minute later. But first thing, I got this set of it's called the Hexagon Plants. These wall decals. I like to use them for crafting. I say as I haven't crafted in a while, but I like the watercolor and the hexagon shells. I just like hexagons light. It comes from being a chemistry major in school. Organic chemistry, everything's a hexagon. Not really, but that's what the nerdiest reason, but yes, that's what it makes me think of. And I just think the plants are cute. I might actually put it on my wall. We'll see. I think I would have. I think that was the only one of that design. Otherwise, I would have gotten two. One for my walls, one for crafting. And then this I got as a gift for my best friend because she loves butterflies. This design is called Jungle Butterflies. I know you can't read that, but that's what it's called. She has not moved to her new apartment yet, but she is moving to a new apartment eventually. Her first ever apartment, technically. Because, okay, so I met her in college. I'm not going to go too into the weeds here. I met her in college and we lived in apartment style housing that was provided through the university, but it was rented from the university. And they weren't traditional apartments in big buildings. They were kind of separated from each other, but they were all like in like this block. So anyway, that's gonna be a new apartment warming gift for her to decorate with. And then I got these window clings. I've never actually purchased window clings before that I can remember, or window decorations they're calling them. Yeah, I want to stick these on my window, but now I'm thinking about it. Since I haven't used these before, these ones look like... So the window clings that I'm used to seeing are like kind of... It looks backwards when you put it in the window because, it's supposed to like... You see the design from the outside, and so like you put the front of it on your window, but it doesn't look like these are that style. I might sound completely ridiculous. You might be screaming at the screen like, oh, that's so obvious. But like I said, I've never purchased this style of window cling before because I've never thought to decorate my windows before. And these are 3D, so it looks like I will, in order to see them from the outside, I will have to stick them on the outside, maybe? I know, I'm someone that screams, not literally, I don't literally scream at the screen, but I go in my head, no, that's not how you do it. So if I'm being completely oblivious, I apologize. But I wanted to decorate my windows for the first time. So there's that. Then I'm just kind of jumping around because I want to save like the more boring things for last, I guess. I got a bunch of pumpkins because I haven't really decorated for the seasons before. So this is a velvet pumpkin. This one's in this really nice jewel-toned dark green. Only got one of the velvet pumpkins. I didn't want to get too many seasonal decorations. Because even though I would love to get just like a dozen little pumpkins, I don't. I'll get into the details at the end of the video, but I'm actually moving to a new apartment. I'm moving out of this current apartment that you kind of see a little bit of here, and I don't know what the space is going to... how I'll want to decorate the space, and yeah, I've never lived in the space, so I don't know what places might be good to put decorations on. So I don't know if I'm gonna buy too many. I don't want to buy too many decorations for the space, and I don't want to have pumpkins, every square foot. But I also move quite frequently, so I thought to myself, well, not really, but like I've lived in 3 different states in the last 3 years. Illinois as of this summer, North Dakota for 2 years, and then I was born and raised in Ohio, so that's technically across the span of the last 3 years. I've lived in 3 different states. So I thought to myself, do I want to drag cute little 125 pumpkins across state lines? Not necessarily, because moving's very expensive. But I did get some cute little pumpkins. These are the pastel ones. These are the faux wool pumpkins. There are actually, I think, 6 different colors of these, but I just got the 3. I was originally only going to get 2, but I thought to myself, I actually like odds better for decorations. For furniture, I like even numbers, but for decorations, I like odd numbers. So this one's a peachy color. It's got some yellow and red tones in it. This one's a kind of lavender. It's like purple. Excuse my lighting. My lighting's pretty bad in this apartment. Not why I'm moving out, but I don't have specific filming lighting, so. And this one is, I would call it seafoam green, but it does have a blue tint to it. And then the other ones I saw were a yellow one that is a baby blue, and a gray one. I might actually get the gray one if I go back to Dollar Tree anytime soon. But then I had a 4, so anyway, I got the sweater pumpkin pick. A lot of the ones I saw had really bad, well, not really bad, but just noticeable hot glue globs across the top, and you can pick that off, but if it sticks to the, fabric, then it can kind of ruin it a little. So I picked very carefully. That was not intentional. Picked very carefully one that didn't have all the hot glue off the top that I had to pick off. I just got the one because I don't even own a vase. I have, in my last 2 living situations, have not owned a vase, so I don't even have. I want to put this in a vase, but if I don't end up getting a vase before fall is over, I think I might cut off or I think it's just glued. It's just hot glue. I might just pluck off the pick and decorate it by itself. Remember a maroon sweater pumpkin? I thought that was really cute. Then I don't know if these pumpkins are like new this year or anything like that. I hadn't gone to Dollar Tree in actually a couple of years, because it was like pretty out of my way. It was like 5 miles away or something, like from my previous place, and like that doesn't sound that bad. But I tend not to like go too far away because I don't. I use public transportation, use a bus. So once it gets that far away, bus routes get pretty dicey or non-existent. So anyway, I don't know that I've ever mentioned that before. I don't normally mention that just because people make different assumptions, which like I shouldn't care about, but I kind of do, about like, oh, why do you not own a car? But anyway, last fall decor item, mushrooms. Did I finish saying my previous thought? I was saying that I don't know if these are new or not because I hadn't shopped in Dollar Tree for a couple of years now. I do regularly watch hauls. That is it's kind of a vice of mine. What's the word? Guilty pleasure. Yeah. But anyway, I don't know that I've necessarily. I don't know if I've remembered seeing these in previous years' hauls, but that's not relevant. Foam mushrooms. I like how they're kind of realistic. Like, they obviously don't look, like I just plucked them out of the ground, but they're not, pastel colors or anything like that, like these are. I do like to, not that I've ever decorated for fall before, but I think I would like to decorate in, like, classic fall colors, maybe, like, jewel tones and darker hued colors, but, I just thought these pastel pumpkins were super cute. I don't know what the heck I'm gonna do with them, but anyway, that's all the fall stuff. This is the situation. Anytime you watch a Dollar Tree video, you go to Dollar Tree yourself. Bunch of decorations I've seen in other people's videos weren't at my store, so I would have gotten more fall stuff if, it had actually been at my store. And then, again, I always try to not ramble, and I do. trying to not get too many decorations right now until I actually live in the space and see where I might want to put things. Because I don't know, like, oh, should I get a fall sign? Where would I hang that sign? I don't know. I have been in the space before, like I toured it, but like I said, have never lived there. Okay. Got some gift bags. Especially after, well, I mean, I didn't have, I was about to say, especially after moving, I don't have gift bags. But that's not in any way, like, that isn't a logical statement. That does not relate to each other. But basically, I just wanted to have some gift bags on hand, especially because I'm someone that likes to plan it in advance. I like to just have things on hand. I guess this comes from like being a kid and like randomly hearing about like a classmate's birthday or something like that. That is not. I'm an introvert. I'm actually deeply introverted in reality. Even though I ramble on the internet, there's no one. I'm talking to my phone, so I'm talking to a crowd. So, long story short, I don't actually know that many people to where I would randomly, suddenly have to have a gift for someone. That I wouldn't have already planned in advance because I know my friends' birthdays and when I'm going to see them for the holidays and things like that. But I still just like to have random things on hand, like this. If not, like, for my coworkers at least. So, because I don't necessarily know. Well, I just started my new job in July, so, like, I don't know anybody's birthday. I was about to say, I don't necessarily know, but I just literally do not know anybody's birthday or anniversaries or anything like that. But yeah, I just thought this one was very neutral. There were a couple of different ones that had like this marble look to them. I thought these were really nice quality. They have a kind of a texture, like a linen texture. This is a lot thicker than a lot of the other bags. Like the normal thickness of Dollar Tree bags is pretty paper thin. I mean, it is made of paper, but this feels more like cardstock. There were a couple ones that were really pretty, like pinks and purples, but I just wanted something that was like super neutral. Could be masculine, could be feminine, you know, good for anybody, for any occasion. And then there are a bunch. I noticed that these are apparently by a designer called Kristen Lay. And there were a couple of different sets of bags, I think 3 sets of bags, that were clearly in the same sort of, well, I mean, they were all by Kristen Lay. I looked at them because they were all in the same sort of color schemes and with similar phrasings and stuff. But I liked this one the best. And I didn't want to buy too many bags. There were a couple different bags that I liked, but like I said earlier, I don't actually know that many people to where I need that many gift bags. So this one says the party starts here. This one says happy whatever. I just thought that was fun, and like, yeah, it's flippant, but that's along the lines of my sense of humor. This was, interestingly, I know it seems very boring, and I feel like the older I get, I'm not even that old, I'm 24, but I get excited about things like this and affordable quality, nice quality towels. That was actually, I got, this is a tangent, but I got a pack of towels at Aldi for like $13 or something, and it's 100% cotton, and it's, I don't know how this is pronounced, it's OEKO space TEX. So I pronounce it Okotex. I don't know if that's actually how it's pronounced. Certified, and it means it's specifically Okotex 100 certified at my towels, which means it's free from 100 different harmful chemical reagents used in the textile manufacturing process. So it's been certified by this independent organization, Okotex, where they randomly pull things off the shelves and test them. So it's, you know, that it's like, it's not some special, like, oh, this is one that we didn't treat with the harmful things like formaldehyde. Formaldehyde is apparently something that is actually used to treat fabrics in the clothing industry and like the just textile industry in general, which I had no idea. I mean, I'm a chemist by trade. That's my job, but it doesn't mean I know everything about all the chemicals in the world, you know. So anyway, these Aldi towels, it was a 6-pack. They were like 2 face towels, 2 hand towels, and like, I think 2 bath towels. Or was it like 1 face towel, 1 bath towel, 1 hand towel? It was multiple towels. I think it was 6, because I remember being very, very surprised by this deal. But I was excited. I don't think it's being sold at Aldi anymore. It seemed to kind of be in the sort of back to school, like college student sort of like, that's the timing of it being released into Aldi stores seemed to coincide with that. But yeah, here I am rambling. I'm excited about these trash bags. I checked this specific brand, this size, the 13-gallon in the 25-pack, is sold at Target for $13.99. And what's particularly nice about these bags is that these are compostable. They are home compostable. I don't actually have, a backyard or anything. I live in an apartment. So I can't actually compost these. But long story short is, I'm not perfect, but I do try to reduce my waste, and reduce my plastic waste. Like, yes, I buy lots of products that come in plastic, and, I'm not perfect about recycling everything, and then I know, like, you watch these expose documentaries and news videos and even YouTube videos, and you learn that most plastic does not get recycled. It goes into a landfill, even if you put it in the recycling bin. But, it's not plastic. That's the long story short. It's not a plastic trash bag. So I only found the one. It was $3, but it's a great deal for that. Because I've purchased compostable kitchen bags from different brands in the past, and yeah, they're a lot more expensive because it's made out of cornstarch, plant-based renewables, and non-toxic materials. That's the quote. I wish I knew what the non-toxic materials were, but they're not required. It's not a nutrition label. They're not required to state their ingredients. So, anyway. And then I got some food items. I was excited to see this because I've seen this in, like, specialty, like, soda shops and candy shops, and then I realized when I Googled it, so, I paid $1.25 for it. It is Jones canned sugar soda in the berry lemonade flavor. At Kroger, it goes for $1.50, like full price. But depending on the store, especially if you try to buy it online, it goes for like up to like $2.99 a bottle. So it's still cheaper at Dollar Tree than elsewhere. But I mean, I don't even have a Kroger near me. Like, the closest Kroger is 40 miles from here, apparently. I grew up with Kroger was founded in Ohio, if I remember correctly. So I grew up with tons of Krogers around me, but I live in Illinois now. Still, just excited to get this. I'm not a huge pop drinker, but I do like to indulge once in a while, and I do like to try, especially cane sugar and specialty, the pops, sodas that come in the glass bottles. Do like to try those out once in a while. Got this Casa Verde coconut chowder. I've never tried it. Don't know if it's any good, so just got the one. It's a product of Mexico. Expires in November, so still good for a couple months. It's just heat and eat. Although you can boil if you do, make it at home instead of work. You can boil the pouch in water on your stovetop. But I'm literally going to stick this on my desk at work on the off chance I forget my lunch. At my last job, I was really good about not forgetting my lunch. I literally had a sign on the inside of my apartment. Maybe I should make a new sign, because I don't have a sign right now. On the inside of my apartment door before I left. The problem with making signs like that is that you get so used to it, it becomes literally part of the background. But I don't know. Like, it did train me to remember to make sure I had my lunch on me before I left my apartment. And anyway, I've only been at my current job for less than 2 months, and I've forgotten my lunch before. So, just want to have something on hand at my desk that, is stable, because, you know, you don't want to fill up the fridge with your stuff. You want to be courteous to other people. Then I got these pastry crisps. I've never tried these before, but I just thought, hey, you know, the ingredients list when I looked at it was pretty. I mean, it might look like a long ingredients list, but there's nothing crazy in there. It's, you know, flour, fruit, and it's naturally flavored. So, you know, it actually is made out of strawberries, cherries, black currants, pectins, vegetable fiber, blah blah blah. Like I recognize the things in here as, you know, coming from plants, so you know, just a good little snack to have. Wanted to try these out. I like to have different snacks on hand. I get very peckish at work. My last job, they had a snack bar, which, like, such a privilege to have, like, to work at a place that has a snack bar. I know that, like, that is a rare thing. That because I worked at a startup. That was my last job. Oh my gosh, I'm rambling so much today. Oh well, that's part for the course for my videos. I apologize if you clicked onto this video and never seen my videos before, and are frustrated. Oh well, that's how it goes here. So I could grab snacks whenever I wanted, and they're free. And there was a variety. You know, there was dark chocolate covered dark chocolate covered almonds, and there were granola bars, and there was trail mix, and they even had some fresh bananas. I mean, I hope they have fresh bananas, not like rotten ones, but you know, they had actual bananas, not freeze dried, actual natural bananas. Um, and yeah, I do miss that. So I have to stock the snacks myself. Is what I'm trying to say here. And I also got the apple cinnamon. So I hope I actually like these, because I didn't, you know, get 2 packs of them. But worst comes to worst, if I'm super hungry at work, I'm not gonna care what it tastes like necessarily. So there you go for that. Didn't get that many food items because I was running a bunch of errands, and so I didn't want to, like. They did have a frozen section at the Dollar Tree I went to, but I didn't want to buy any frozen food because I knew I was going to other stores afterwards. I didn't want that to melt while I was riding the bus. Got this. I was excited when I saw it in the store because I was like, whoa, these things are normally sold separately. You know, the toenail clipper, fingernail clipper, nail file, tweezers. Those are normally just sold, like, individually. So I was like, that's, like, at least $5 value. But when I googled this brand, Gem, which has apparently existed since 1896 and is made by Pacific World Corp, I could not find anything about this specific product. Only could find scalpers on eBay selling it for $10. But still, I don't actually need nail clippers, but I thought it was good to have on hand because I have purchased the Dollar Tree nail clippers before, which are not great quality, and you know, it's $1.25 for just the one. So I want to have that on hand, you know, in case I lose my other clippers, or I might even just give this to somebody, like a family member or something like that, because my family loses their nail clippers all the time. Not like my whole family. It's really just my dad. It's my dad loses the nail clippers all the time. It's literally just him. No one else does. But yeah, it's super hard to find nail clippers in my household because of that. Got this putty knife set, which I thought was a great deal. I haven't, like, price checked this or anything, but I have purchased putty knives before in my previous apartment that I moved out of in North Dakota, in Fargo specifically. I bought some putty knives because I filled in the holes in the wall, and also I damaged the laminate flooring, and so I bought, like, I don't remember what the specific product was called, but I bought something to fill the gouges in the floor. The gouges were for my bike, if you're wondering how someone gouges the floor. Because it wasn't, like, super cheap flooring. Like, it was decently durable, but my bike kickstand would gouge it constantly. Anyway, use the putty knives for that, and these are 97 cents each at Walmart, and this comes in a 3-pack with the 1.5 inch width, the 3 inch width, and the 6 inch width. And these are the same quality as the Walmart ones. Like, these are like really cheap plastic. I had to throw my last one away because it got messed up because I tried to use it to scrape. I had some adhesive stuck to my bathroom, the shower, the tile in my shower, and it was not coming off. So, yeah. I'm awkward. Like, oh well. I do YouTube and I'm awkward. Like, it's part of the charm, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. But I do like being on YouTube. I like watching other people's YouTube videos, and I like having YouTube on when I'm just like doing chores. Because I live alone. And I live out of state from where I originally grew up. Like, I just moved to a new state in July. So it's good to like have some presence, some human presence. I don't know. Maybe that sounds sad to some people, but I feel like it's a common thing on YouTube. Like, I see in the comments all the time in other videos that people, especially people that live alone or like that live far away from family and friends, love to have YouTube on in the background. It makes them feel like less lonely. Okay, I was beating around the bush, but less lonely. I'm gonna finish showing my items. And then talk more about my life after the items. I got this graduation card, and I actually got it for free because when the lady rang it up, the register beeped at her, and she told me, "Oh, I got a message telling me to pull the item from the floor because most people's graduations have long passed by now, and so I'm just gonna give it to you." And I thanked her, and then I said, I know somebody that's in the master's program, and that's why I'm getting this graduation card. Now, the person I know is a coworker that's in their master's program, and I don't actually know if they're finishing in December. They might be finishing in May, like traditional graduation time. But as I said earlier with the bags, I like to have these things on hand and not have to be scrambling. For my best friend, she had medical issues that delayed her graduation. I had her her graduation card a year in advance because I saw one that I liked and I was like, I don't know if this is coming back into the stores next year, so I'm just gonna get it now. That's how I do things. And this one doesn't have a year on it, so it doesn't matter if this coworker graduates in 2025. It doesn't say 2024 on it. Because there are lots of cute cards, but some of them said 2024. Anyway, this says, living the life of your dreams is the ultimate adventure. It's got the gold foil, and the graduation cap is raised. It's got like that 3D effect going on. And there's a forest background. I like to describe things, in case you're wondering, why are you describing things that you're clearly showing? It's, if somebody's like doing chores, for example, while they're watching the video and their eyes aren't necessarily on the screen all the time, or if it's somebody that has low vision, or like if they're watching on a small screen and can't see the details. So the message inside I thought was the absolute best part of this card, though. It says, remember that the ultimate adventure lies not only in reaching your dreams, but also in the process of becoming the person you were meant to be. Embrace the challenges, the growth, and the beauty of the journey. Live the life of your dreams, and you will discover that every step you take is an extraordinary adventure. Now, this isn't Shakespeare or anything like that, but especially for a Dollar Tree card, because it's a Dollar Tree manufactured card, that is a really nice sentiment, really good advice to give. And the person I know is 32, so I didn't want something like super corny in the sentiments in the card. I wanted something that could apply to a fully grown adult and not like an 18-year-old. Then I got a bunch of Hallmark cards. These were $1 each. These were not the 50-cent cards. I did look at the 50-cent cards because I was like, can I like maybe I can save some money getting the 50-cent cards. I didn't like them as much. So this one says Happy Halloween. I love it's just very classic, simple design, but I love the whimsical nature of the owl with the magician's wand and the hat sitting on top of the jack-o'-lantern, and there are some texture details where the black parts of the card are like a plasticky raised material. And it says, may fun, treats, and magic galore bring Halloween happiness right to your door. This I'm actually going to give to same coworker as the graduation card. Because we've become friends as I've, like, we've really bonded since I started working at my current job. And Halloween's my favorite holiday. So I was like, I've given Halloween cards to, like, other friends in the past, but I don't do it super regularly. But I was like, wait, when was the last time you got a Halloween card? I've gotten a Halloween card like once in my life, from one of my friends, and I just love celebrating different holidays because, and like birthdays included, because if we don't take the time to celebrate things, it might seem very small, insignificant. Like, why celebrate Halloween? Like, we're fully grown adults, but I'm choosing to celebrate. I'm choosing to take joy out of this moment. Like, it's all arbitrary, right? Well, I mean, depending on your philosophy or religious standpoint, there might be some greater purpose to some things in your life, but a lot of it is very arbitrary. And so I choose to celebrate things like Halloween and make kind of a deal out of it. Not like a huge deal, but do things like buy a card for it. In order to create these moments of joy intentionally. So there's my little spiel. This I'm gonna mail to one of my friends in Fargo. It just kind of reminds me of them. They kind of it just does. I don't know exactly how to explain it, but anyway, it says mischief and magic, and it's got glitter on it. And it says, summon the fun, banish bad vibes, get in the Halloween spirit. And the sentiment kind of, some of the sentiments in some of them, like, I did like the outside of these, but I also like the sentiments in these, because I'm giving them to, fully grown adults. Like, there were ones that are specifically for children, but I didn't want to, like, the people I'm giving these to don't necessarily celebrate Halloween. Like, I like to kind of make a deal out of it, but these people don't necessarily. So I didn't want to get something that was going to be like, oh, go, like, enjoy some candy or something like that, because I know that's not what they do. If that makes sense. And I got 2 Thanksgiving ones. These ones I'm also mailing out. It's just, like, the 2 of these cards I got from my coworker, who I will give the cards in person to, but, as I said, I live out of state, and I've lived in 3 different states, so all of these other cards I'm mailing. This one says Thanksgiving Blessings. It's very classic. It's got some gold foil on it. And this is one of those cards I was like, oh, that's fancy. Where it's got the paper glued on the inside, because it's got like a dark color. So it's got the white piece of paper with the sentiments glued on it. And when cards have that, like, second piece of paper glued on the inside, those are normally, like, the more expensive ones. Anyway, I just be making things up, but when I look at cards, which is not super often, but I do like to look at greeting cards because I'm a crafter, and I like to admire paper stuff, paper crafters specifically. I noticed that the Hallmark ones that have the little insert are more expensive. So anyway, it says, this Thanksgiving, may the best of all God's riches, mercy, grace, and love fill your heart to overflowing. And may the blessing of all you give to others return to you again and again. And it has Psalm 75:1. Unto thee, O God, do we give thanks, King James Version. And then this one is glittery and has, I think that's bronze foil. It's not rose gold, bronze. And on the front it says, a friend is a gift right from the start, a blessing from God, a hug for your heart. And on the inside, it says, so thankful for you and wishing you a warm and wonderful Thanksgiving season. So actually, I was about to say, so these 2 are, not that it really matters, but these 2 are Dayspring, although this one does have I believe it does have the Hallmark logo on the back. I don't know, they're just for accuracy purposes, not that it really matters. I did say Hallmark cards at the beginning, and one of them does not have Hallmark on it. So anyway, I'll try not to make this super long. I don't know, like if people really like the longer videos. I know like the YouTube algorithm doesn't necessarily like these super long videos unless they're like documentaries or something. Um, but life updates is I'm moving out of this current apartment because I don't want to like get too into my personal business on the internet. But among other things, there's some unsavory aspects about like the cleanliness of the building at large, and there is a roach infestation. I'm just gonna say that. I'm just gonna say that part. Like that's so, like it's something that like people don't want to necessarily admit to friends and family, let alone like in public. But I mean, it's not my fault. The building has roaches in it. Like the hallway has roaches scurrying around in it. Like they're coming from other people's units. Um, and yes, management knows, and yes, there is pest control that regularly comes, but I cannot abide by roaches. So I'm moving out. And also, this is just not like the part of town I want to live in because it's very far from work and it's getting quite annoying since I ride the bus. And I live by the mall, which I thought was like, oh, that's kind of convenient, but like, there's a lot of traffic and there are a lot of like families living here with like loud children, and then there are some people have arguments in the parking lot. Um, and so I'd rather live in. I'm moving to a duplex, and the neighbors are nice and they're quiet. So and there's no roaches. That's the end of it. I went into more detail than I initially planned on going into, but yes. So moving closer to work and in a nicer spot. I mean, it's a lot nicer. I am paying only 150. Wait, no, paying $125 a month more. But I literally get twice the space because I'm living on a two. I'm moving into a two-story apartment, and I currently have a one-story apartment. Um, and here's the major difference: I'm renting from a company right now that manages many properties, and then my new apartment is from a private landlord that actually lives in the area, is invested in the area, is a human individual. It's a family owned business, and they keep better care of their properties. Their properties are homes and not like massive buildings. And yeah, with private landlords, you get better bang for your buck, at least in this area. Um, like my new apartment has all hardwood floors, which is actually kind of new to me. I've never lived in a place with all hardwood floors, so I have to go buy some felt furniture pads. Um, I did order some, but someone stole my package, so I feared that might happen. So that's one of the reasons. So like, really, there's no reason to have felt furniture pads in these current apartments. There's no floor that you need to actually protect in these apartments, but someone stole it. So yeah, another reason I'll be glad to be moving to my new apartment. Um, yeah, I think that's the major update I wanted to give. But I'll I'm not gonna like do a tour or anything like that because I don't want to put like that all of that business of mine on the internet. But when I next film a video, you'll see a new environment, and I think it'll look really nice. Because I actually haven't decorated. There normally be like stuff on my wall. This is my back bedroom wall right here, right here. I normally have things on the wall because I like to decorate. I'm not a minimalist. I really can't be a minimalist. I like all different kinds of styles. I like accumulating things, and I've just embraced maximalism at this point. Um, Now, I really have to try like as I'm someone that's like sharing a haul on the internet. I really in the last year especially begun to recognize the effects of overconsumption and like um I don't have the eloquent words to state this, but there's a lot of this culture on the internet, especially in like products that go viral and things like that, and like in haul videos and stuff like that, of like we're not, nobody is doing, well, there are some people that are probably doing it maliciously, but for the most part, people are not doing it maliciously, or like, like thinking that like, oh, I'm gonna go make these people spend their money, but like I'm just trying to share like cool things that I found, like because Dollar Tree's stock changes regularly. It's just kind of like the thrill of the hunt, just like when I go thrifting. Um, but it kind of activates the dopamine chasing portions of our brain. I'm not using the most scientific terms. Let me make that clear. Um, and then we end up buying things we might regret a year later, or maybe we don't regret the item, but we would have never purchased it if we hadn't seen a video, and we could have saved that money elsewhere. And a lot of people on the internet, not this is not to like talk down to anybody, but a lot of people on the internet are like like young, like teenagers, who don't necessarily have spending money anyway. But there's some people, especially like the teenagers, for example, that are really a lot more easily influenced to just go out and like get things that they don't need to stay trendy, or just just because like impulse control. And I've personally, this is not to like look down on anybody, I personally have had issues with that in the past. um this last year, 2023 to now, my finances are the best they've ever been. um there was a period like right after I got off college, actually, where it just kind of was like, I guess this kind of makes sense. Because I hadn't really, I was very privileged to be able to have my parents fund my college education, so I wasn't in debt. I Everything I made, I got to keep, like made for my job, um, out of college. And I realized that I like really, not I realized, what ended up happening was I really just kind of like bought all sorts of things that I wanted. And I was like, now I have this full time job and I have the freedom to spend on all these things. And then I didn't have any savings, which was okay because I didn't have any debts and I ride the bus. So I didn't have car payments or insurance payments or gas. But then it made it difficult to like, oh, go uh take the plane to go see family or whatever, because I was saving so little. And wow, this is definitely not what I was not planning on getting into this many details. To just kind of cut this, not short, but to kind of wrap this up. Um, and what, I don't even know where I was going. I think I just wanted to talk. I think I just wanted to talk a little bit about overconsumption and my journey with that. Um, if I didn't watch Dollar Tree videos, would I regularly go to Dollar Tree? Um, I mean, on one hand, yes, because some stuff is a really good deal, but on the other hand, I wouldn't be like searching for like viral products or anything like that. Like there are things that I wouldn't necessarily, and I was really good. There were puzzles that I saw that I was like, oh, I've seen those in YouTube videos, and I know those are a good deal because there's retail for $15.99. It's only $1.25, and they're nice quality puzzles, nicer than normal Dollar Tree quality. But I was like, I don't do puzzles. I honestly, I wish I had more patience, but I don't. Um, I've never completed a puzzle on my own, and I didn't know anybody who I could give that puzzle to. So I really thought about buying it. I really thought about it for like a solid, I probably stood there for a solid 60 seconds in the store, but I didn't. But I was like, oh, but I saw it, people get it in a bunch of different YouTube videos. And yeah, so that's, I just wanted to just kind of chat about that, and just be open about that, and that like I recognize like, oh, I'm like contributing to kind of that in other people by having these videos. But um this is not me criticizing people for going to Dollar Tree. I'm still gonna go to Dollar Tree. I'm still gonna buy things I don't need, like pastel pumpkins. um but I wanted to have that open conversation about it, so I'm gonna zip it now. If you made it to the end of the video, I really appreciate that so much. For spending time with me, hearing out my thoughts, and if you want to leave a comment saying that you watched the whole video, So I know if anybody actually ended up watching it, feel free to do so. You don't have to, but it'd be cool to see if anyone actually like watches the whole 45 minutes. Even if it's 2 times speed, I watch lots of videos in like 1.5 speed because that's just like I talk fast even myself. So yeah. But before I forget, I do like to show my favorite things at the end. One of my favorite things, honestly, has to be the trash bags because that is such a good deal. All those trash bags. Again, why am I excited about the trash bags? Like, what? Why is this? What is this point in my life that I'm in? And the pastel pumpkins, I'm actually like really pleased with. Um, like I said, I have an eclectic style, so I'm gonna try to stick to like traditional fall, darker colors. But these are definitely going somewhere. Like maybe they'll go in my bedroom or something, and then I'll make the living room area the traditional fall kind of jewel tones. But we shall see. I'm moving to the apartment soon. I'm so excited. So excited to finally move into the new apartment. But I'm not there yet, obviously. So have a great rest of your week. And I don't know when the next time I will make a video because I don't like go to the stores regularly. It's not like I'm weekly going to Dollar Tree or anything like that. Which is good for me. If I went weekly, I would definitely spend way more money than I currently do, and that's not on my budget. Um, but I was about I was like trying to like wish you all some nice sentiment, but I'm like, there's no holidays coming up. It's kind of a little early in my mind to even be buying pumpkins, but I don't even know when the next time I'm going to Dollar Tree is. Like, they might have Christmas stuff by the next time I go in there. Not that I'm saying I'm like gonna go there. I'm gonna try to go again before like December, but Dollar Tree puts some people already. I think, or maybe that was another store. No, I think that was another store. But I think some people, yeah, some places are starting to put out Christmas stuff. Not Dollar Tree, I don't think, but some places. So anyway, have a great rest of your August. I think I won't make another video before August. So there you go. All right, I'm finally gonna zip it.